girls might be embarrassed with the consent thing to say no because they don't want the boy to feel embarrassed about, might think, oh, she might still like them, but she just doesn't want to have sex with them, or she might want to kiss them, but she might not want to go any further, and they might actually just feel a bit like, if you're in that situation where it's close to having sex and you feel like you're not actually able to say no, it's like too much of an awkward situation, you feel like they might get angry or something like that.
Building on what Holly said, I know from like personal experience, I've been in a relationship with someone and not wanting to do anything with them, and like all the other girls who are in relationships with their boyfriends are like, well, why don't you want to do it? Like, it's just for fun, why don't you want to do it? It's like, if I don't feel ready yet personally, why are you pressuring me? It's got nothing completely to do with you and your relationship. It's quite frustrating.
Girls also have that opinion that if you don't sleep around with people, then you're either shy, but if you sleep around with too many people, then you're called a slut. There is never, there's no in between, it's either one or the other.
There's also the thing with like girls with their virginity, like it's supposed to be like this big sacred thing, whereas with boys, like losing theirs, it's like nothing, and like they should be proud of losing it, whereas girls have to keep hold of it for as long as possible, and then if they lose it, they're looked down on.
Like, clothing is all, like, it's seen as consent, so if a girl's wearing like a really short dress, like, people assume that she like wants to have sex with someone. Whereas on one hand, when girls go out, they think, oh, if I want to have sex with someone, I have to wear a really revealing outfit.
Like, you're allowed to say no halfway through. Like, if you're kissing someone, then all of a sudden you don't want to kiss them anymore, you're allowed to just go, no, I don't want to kiss you anymore. It's like, there's nothing wrong with that. You can, like, say no without actually saying it, and, like, you can, like, say it in a different way, but I think you've got to make it clear, like, as long as the action that you're making is clear. Like, if you like push someone away or like slap them across the face, that's clearly no. But like, if you don't make it obvious to the person that you don't want it, like if you just sort of sit there and just like doing nothing, then the person isn't going to realise that you don't want it.
We wanted to know what classed as female on male rape, because we didn't actually know the proper definition of what that entailed. And when we searched that, there were a lot of charities that came up associated with helping male rape victims.
We also found as a group that when it's a female raping a male, it's not classed as rape, it's classed as sexual assault. And in most cases, it will be just brushed off and it won't actually be taken to court at all.
If someone said yes and then they decided that once it had started they said no, then that's still fine, and then you just stop.
Also, if someone's under the influence of alcohol, maybe that, yes, you know, you can't necessarily take that as a true thing as well. I think probably look at that person, you know, if this person would probably, if you asked them, do you think you're fit to drive, they may say yes. So it doesn't mean that their answer is probably the correct one. So I think, you know, you've got to think, is this person, have they been drinking too much, so are they really consenting, or do they just think it's a good idea now? And I think just anything of that kind of thing under the influence of alcohol is a bad idea.
Being judged by your peers, people you look up to or you thought looked up to you, it's really, really hard. It kind of makes you feel degraded as an individual. It makes you feel like you're not a person because people have decided that to shun you because of your personal decision.
Well, what I think is there's two different types of rapists. Like there's, well, not types, but there's people that go out to rape people, and there's other people that might have emotional attachments to other people, but they don't know how to kind of control it. So it could be they're still like rapists, but it's kind of not as bad. That sounds bad, but it's just really strange for them because they might not know how to deal with it emotionally.
Like, I won't leave the house at certain times of night, and I won't wear certain clothes in case of that happening. And I think kind of like things like that affect quite a few women. Yeah. And I think kind of just like the fact that we have to live with that consideration every day, it kind of makes our understanding of consent a lot more real.